Hey y'all, dedicated father here. It's been a minute since I've ticked off the trolls that get mad at me doing driving videos. So here we go. I won't look at the screen too much, obviously, because I'm driving. But so I wanted to talk today on more on the fatherly side of it rather than the heavenly fatherly side of it, which is why I do a video. The heavenly father ones tend to be shorts because that's what everyone likes. These videos I just do for the folks that follow me and the logo ones, but. So I had something happen last night. I was staying in a hotel and I'd set up another hotel for my brother in Louisiana, and he's, we're just trying to work the point system, and he calls me when he goes to check in a little after midnight when he gets down there, and he's like, hey, they're saying it got canceled. I'm like, what? And so we start looking, and I didn't get canceled. I'm like, oh, it says actually you're in the room right now, 326 or whatever it was. And they're like, no, that's this person. It's like, oh, well, it's under our reservation number, and you guys changed it from 3 nights to 1. And they're like, oh, y'all must have done it. And I'm looking at the confirmation right here, and so basically what had happened, they didn't say it like this, but this is the only way it could have happened, is somebody messed up, checked them in under the wrong thing. They said a second reservation was made and then canceled is what they said. Well, what had happened is they checked someone in under the wrong name, made a second one for them, canceled it off, and it was a mess up at the desk. Things happen. Totally fine with that. That doesn't bother me one bit. But that person gets off shift and splits and never fills anybody in on it, nor do they fix the problem. They just hoped that he wouldn't show up, which I'd already called ahead of time and said he was going to be there after midnight, but to make sure not to let the room go. But it was not owning a mistake. It's just this passing the buck system, which I'm very much of like, if you're not going to own a mistake, sure, that's fine. Fix it. Especially when it's your job. If I make a mistake and it's my job to fix it, I'm not going to sit there and make excuses. I'm just going to fix it. If we want to talk about it later and try to figure out how to never do that again, great. I'm all down for that. Those are AARs. That's, after action report. Those are totally fine. I like those. But just fix it. You got to fix the problem before you can talk about it and move on. And these days, everybody is so big to just point blame and focus so hard on making sure the blame is not on them. And the problem is still there. The problem's not fixed yet. It just makes no sense to me. And I watched it last night and I was sitting there thinking about it. I preach that onto my kids. You make a mistake, say I'm sorry, move on, and make sure that it's right. The wrong is righted. Simple as that. And sometimes you can't. Some mistakes are bad enough you can't fix them. It's done for. But we can learn from it. That's for dang sure. Then we own it. Either way, we still own it. And that's it just really irked me. Especially, I'm getting woken up at 12:30 in the morning to somebody's mistake that was an easy fix. But I'm a guy, what was I, probably 1,500 miles away at least from him. And somewhere in that range, maybe not 1,500, 1,000, whatever. Anyways, long ways away. And I'm fixing it over the phone. I don't even have access to the hotel's computer or nothing like that. But I can see quite a bit on the app, right? And how am I able to fix this or direct somebody to fixing it? And y'all are still trying to make excuses. Like, that's not... He didn't call me for an excuse. He called me of, hey, brother, I need help. Like, they got a mistake here. I need a place to sleep. And and all in all, there was another room. It's fine. They just changed it. I mean, no problems at all. The only thing it might have affected is the reward side of it. Who cares? Like, mistakes happen, move on. Anyways, that's my tangent for today. And the biggest thing is making sure we're preaching to our kids and we're pushing it deep down into them. You make a mistake, you own it and you fix it. It's fixable. We don't point blame at others. We don't try to weasel out of responsibility. Be a man, stick up to it. I don't care if you're a woman or a girl, that's like, man up. It's simple as that. That term isn't just for men. That's very few times will you hear me say the man and woman thing can be used interchangeably, if you know what I'm saying there. But that's one of them. Man up goes for both ways. So I hope somebody gets something out of this. Sorry for my feistiness in this conversation and all the background noise. But just cruising through the I say hills, more like the flats of North Texas here, up the Panhandle. But I hope everyone has an amazingly blessed day. Be strong, raise them right.